Welcome to Brutally Honest Talk Radio.
Recently, Donald Trump's tax returns were released. And people have been talking about that ever since he started running for president, similar to Obama saying, where's your birth certificate? You're not really a citizen, the year of the election. Yeah. So first of all, I think part of them were released because we're talking about from 2016 to 2020. That's a lot of tax stuff. Years. I mean, he's got more paperwork involved in filing his taxes than I do because he's tied up in more things. So anyway, partially it was released for I don't know anybody to see, but definitely the FBI or whoever has authority, the IRS, they audit him or whatever. And he's completely clean. There's no funny business, nothing wrong going on. And it came out that during the 4 years that Trump was president, the leader of the IRS was a Democrat. So if you want to start scratching and clawing and asking questions about why he wasn't audited, go talk to your boy, because he could have easily green-lighted it.
Right, and audit on him.
And when the IRS comes for you and they want to audit you, nobody can stop you. I mean, look what look when they raided Mar-a-Lago. Right, it's still government, even though it's the FBI.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, if folks are more worried about, and again, Trump worked and he was president for 4 years and did not take a paycheck. First of all, he did this job. He volunteered for 4 years. First of all. Secondly, if they're more worried about Trump's taxes than they are Nancy Pelosi's, Joe Biden's, Obama's, Chuck Schumer, Mitch McConnell, let's keep going down the list. If you're more worried about Trump's taxes than those folks, then the problem is with you. I mean, seriously, it's with you. How is it that a person can go in and make $175,000 a year, and then they come out and they're not just multi-million, I mean, there were $200 million, $250 million. How is that possible for a public servant? So that's Pelosi? Where the questions need to be asked. Look at your congressperson's tax return, demand their tax returns. And while you're doing it, you're setting a precedent now. So, so our tax returns are no longer private anymore. Why is it important to see tax returns for some people but not others? So if we're going to do this, let's do it for everybody. Everybody lay your tax returns on the table and let's go through it. Better yet, the bigger deal is, why are there 76 to 80,000 pages of tax law that no one knows? That's the problem. That's where the issue lies. We have we have thousands and thousands of pages of tax law and no one knows what's going on. But yet and still, if you don't pay, they're going to come after you. Yet and still, if somebody wants to see your tax returns because you're running for president and you ran for president, they're going to subpoena you and get your tax returns. It makes no sense.
I had heard that Pelosi was worth like $80 million from somebody, the Speaker of the House that works in government. So that is the biggest red flag, bigger than any American flag on Capitol Hill.
Exactly.
So nobody even questioned that.
Nobody at all.
And her husband. I think he's the main one. I don't know. I mean, they're married, so they're both, profiting from whatever investments and all of that. But I'm glad you reminded me of something else I wanted to say. So when Trump was president, he did not take a paycheck.
Right.
He had all of that donated to charity. So, which is, we're talking about like $400,000. Ever since Obama was the first one to get that salary, $400,000. And, his taxes are clean, but he didn't earn any money. He didn't earn any money when he was president because the money that he received was through investments.
Exactly.
And they can't tax that.
Right.
So I remember when Obama was running and he was talking about raising the capital gains tax, which is profit that you make from the stock market. Yes. I believe that's one of the main reasons why when the stock market opened back up after the Obama election, the market plummeted.
Mhm.
It plummeted down. And I believe that's why, because investors get scared when you're
Yeah.
talking about taxing their profits from investments.
Exactly,
So
exactly. And again, you're taxing folks that are giving their money, because we're all in the stock market, whether you have a pension, whether you have an
yeah,
investment account, or 401k, whatever it is, it's all in the stock market. Let's just get real. So what you're
yeah,
doing is you're giving your money to these companies, you're letting them use your money for research and development or whatever they need to use it for, so they can
mhm,
bring a profit back to you. So when you make money off of them doing what they're supposed to do and giving you a profit back, then the government says, no, that's mine. So that's a
right.
problem again. And where's all this money going? Where does this money go? It makes no
Oh
sense.
man.
That's where we need to be certain about what's going on. Follow the money. Is it going to Ukraine? Is it going to, folks' pockets? Is it going to study gender in fish in Palestine? Where is it going? And that's what we need to get a handle on.
And they've done that. We're spending money on a special oil to slick down the hair of otters and
Right.
for Indian fish and sea turtles.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, it's like, come on, people, come on. But yet and still, we're supposed to get all up in arms because of Trump's tax returns.
And Trump, I understand when you're president, you can't get money from businesses, or like the businesses that he had to step away from them.
Mhm,
He
mhm.
obviously still owns them or connected to them, but he couldn't have any dealings with them.
Right.
So he's clean. He's not stupid. He's got the mother of all law teams, and he's
Right.
not going to do anything that could cause him to go to jail or have his money taken away. The penalties from the IRS are stiffer than whatever you pay in taxes. But
Mhm.
and let me read this last thing from this article here about Trump's taxes. This is them talking. This is what they said. The move comes over a week after the panel voted to release the former president's tax returns, announced that the Internal Revenue Service did not audit Trump in 2017 or 2018 when he was in office, something the IRS is required to do annually for the president and the vice president.
Okay.
Now, whose fault is that?
That's it. IRS. IRS. you know.
I arrest you. You
right.
arrest. You
Right.
arrest them. You arrest you. Okay.
Okay. Goodness.